UPenn is famous for its Wharton School of Business, ranked among the top 10 in the US and also part of the 8 Ivy Leagues. Now, for all of my commerce students that are watching, this video is specifically for you because UPenn is #1 for all of business-related degrees in finance, marketing, business management, and not to leave my STEM students, just tagging along, it's also ranked #1 in the US for its biomedical engineering program. So this university has it all. UPenn is one of the most powerful research and teaching institutions in the entire world with a funding of over $1 billion and over 5,000 faculty members. So you can just imagine the amount of innovative and cutting-edge research that this university has for its students, whether it's undergrads, masters, or even PhD students. So for this episode number 15 of Road to Success, I know that we've always looked at undergrad and graduate students, but I'm going to spice things up and add the MBA degree while talking about UPenn because we want to look at what Wharton School of Business is all about. So let's start out with some undergraduate stats. For the class of 2025, over 56,000 students applied to UPenn and just 6% of them got in. So just over 3,300 students got admitted. And out of those, the international admission acceptance rate was even lower. It was just under 3%. And to dig a little deeper into what kind of a profile students had getting accepted into UPenn, stats showed that 93% of the students were top 10 in their high school graduating class, and about 50% of the students had an SAT score of more than 1530. The cost of attendance for undergrads at UPenn is just above $85,000 per year, and this includes everything like your tuition fee, living expenses, and other miscellaneous costs. Now, I know this amount is really big and UPenn does provide need-based financial aid, but it is a need-aware university for international students. So just because of this reason, because they'll consider the fact that you're asking for aid when deciding whether they should accept you or not, I wouldn't recommend applying to UPenn as an early decision, especially for international students, but it's definitely a good college to apply for a regular decision deadline. So how do you apply for aid? Now, this is a question that I have answered in almost every Road to Success video, and it might pop up over here, and I'm not going to go into the entire process, but in like a 10-second rundown of what exactly happens is there is a separate application form called the CSS Profile that you need to submit to apply this aid. You use UPenn's specific college code, which is 2933, and you submit all of your household's income documents for your parents, your siblings, and anyone else who provides for your family. Now, other than the financial aid application, you'll also be applying to the college itself, and this can be done through the Common App. Now, a quick rundown of everything that you'll need when applying. You'll have your essays, maybe some supplemental essays depending on what department and major you're applying to, all of your grades starting from grade 9 all the way up to grade 12, your activities, any testing scores that you've taken, SAT, ACT, English proficiency tests, and letters of recommendation. So all of this bundled together will make up your college application to UPenn. So hearing all of these details, I know that it can create this whole jumble of a mess, and it's really important that you guys stay organized in this whole college admission process. If you are a student who's applying for this admission cycle, deadlines are just around the corner. So I would highly recommend you guys check out the Ivy League 101 course. It's a course that I personally teach, and I've laid out in the order that you're supposed to do everything, right from making your college list to applying through the entire process. And there's like a step-by-step walkthrough of like 30 minutes and 40-minute long videos on what and how you can actually apply to Common App, how you can apply to CSS, and it takes you along the entire college admission process for US universities, any university, at a very affordable price. The link to the Ivy League 101 course is going to be in the description below. So coming to my graduate students, masters and PhDs, the tuition fee varies anywhere between $40,000 to $50,000 per year. Now, if you are a PhD candidate, most of your tuition fee will be covered through your research assistantships and your teaching assistantships. And when you do both of these positions, you may also have some money that is given to you as a stipend, which can be your living expense. So technically, you wouldn't wouldn't need to pay anything to complete your PhD. Master's students, on the other hand, it's a little controversial for you guys because I've seen some students get research assistantships and teaching assistantships, but I've also seen some students that don't. Me personally, when I was at Cornell, I did not get these assistantships just because it's so competitive. There are very few positions and it's not really mandatory for master's students to do these things. So I ended up working on campus, and that's how I earned a little money, on the side as an international student. So even though you'll be responsible for paying this tuition fee out of your own pocket, it can be through an education loan or personal finances, you can expect to make some money on the side, but it's not guaranteed. For graduate students, you guys will be using UPenn's official portal to apply to the college itself. And the admission requirements, the number one thing will be that you provide an undergrad or your master's degree unofficial transcripts. These will be uploaded directly onto the portal. In the event that you do get admission down the road, you'll be required to provide, official degree and official documents later. Other things that you'll need with your application include a resume, 2 letters of recommendation, GRE scores, which are optional this year, so you aren't required to give it, and an English proficiency test score, so you can take TOEFL or IELTS. Now, when you have all of this ready and your application is ready to submit, it'll cost you $90 for the application fee to submit your application to UPenn. Now we come to the part that everyone is waiting for, which is talking about Wharton School of Business. Now, I personally look up to this school. It's on my list, and for many years now, it's been a dream of mine to actually study, do an MBA degree. I haven't really gotten around to it, but it's one of the top programs in the entire world. Just to give you some stats, in 2020, 93% of the students that graduated from Wharton School of Business received an average salary ranging from $130,000 to $160,000 right upon graduation. That is a huge amount and definitely promises financial stability. There are 3 MBA programs that Wharton provides: the full-time, part-time, and the executive MBA. Now, the full-time and the part-time are pretty much, in the name, depending on how much time you have on your hands, whether you're a full-time employee somewhere, part-time may be more suitable for you. But the executive MBA, on the other hand, is more suited for people with years of experience. So someone who has maybe 15 or 20 years of experience and is in like an upper management role, heading a company, they may take the executive MBA route. Now, personally, for me and other students that are, early on in their careers and just, thinking of doing the MBA, the full-time or the part-time ones are better options. The cost of attendance to study MBA at Wharton is roughly $120,000 per year. But, not to shock you guys with this amount, Wharton also provides a good number of fellowships and scholarships to all admitted students. Now, this comes as generous donations from alumni that have graduated from this program itself. And the way that these fellowships and scholarships are distributed is that once you are accepted, depending on your merit, how strong your profile was to begin with, they will provide you with this fellowship in your offer letter itself. Now, Wharton has 3 admission intakes all year round 1, 2, and 3, and each round has 3 important key dates in itself. So the closest round that's coming up right now is round 2 with a deadline of January 2023. And within round 2, the interview deadlines are in Feb and the decisions are released by March of 2023. So coming to the application requirements, because let me tell you, there are a lot of things that go into the MBA application for you as a student. The first thing is the application fee itself is $275. It's one of the highest that I've ever seen, and it's not one that you can get a fee waiver of. So just applying itself is a huge financial burden. But other than this, you'll need 2 essays, 3 if you are a reapplicant, transcripts, these can be unofficial just like other graduate programs, 2 letters of recommendations, preferably one from a current or former supervisor, GMAT and GRE scores. And no, these are not optional for Wharton. They have specifically said that they do require at least one of these scores. English proficiency test scores. Now, this can be waived if you've done your undergraduate degree in an English institution. A 1-page resume demonstrating your work experience, functional job skills, and a broad skill set. Don't use any graphics or any unnecessary text. This needs to be extremely professional. So after submitting all of these things along with your application, if you are selected to the next level, which would be an interview-based level, this is a different interview environment altogether. Now, in the past, I've seen interviews happen one-on-one with like past alumni or a professor, but Wharton carries out its interviews in team-based discussions, which means that you will be part of a conversation, a discussion on a topic, and they'll judge you based on how you present your opinions, how well you are able to converse and discuss and present your thoughts in precise, key language to other members of the team. And once you clear this, that's when you get evaluated by all of the other team members that were part of the discussion, and you move forward onto the next round. Now, once you're done with the team-based discussions, it's not over yet. Now is the time you have your one-on-one conversations with someone from the admissions team. Now, coming to the biggest question that is on everyone's mind when they want to apply for an MBA is that how important is work experience in this whole admission process? Wharton specifically states on their website that the average work experience that students have when they apply and get admitted is anywhere between 4 to 5 years. And this is just so that they can bring a level of professionalism and experience and apply that to this MBA degree that they are about to undertake. Now, this doesn't mean that if you don't have this work experience, you cannot apply. You still can, because this is not a minimum requirement, but the chances of you getting admitted may be on the lower end because you don't have this work experience to show. So that's all that I had for UPenn. There was definitely a lot to talk about, but I want to keep our Road to Success tradition going. And if you've been watching all of the previous videos, you guys know exactly what I'm going to ask right now. It's time for our random question. Now, since we are, right around the corner from application deadlines and also the new year, I want to know what new year resolutions you guys have set for yourself. It can be 1 or 2 or just, a whole list if you want to go all out. So drop that in the comment below. And we're also about to hit 100,000 subscribers, guys. I mean, it is a huge milestone for this channel. Honestly, I really didn't think we'd get this far, but we're at around 98,000. So let's get there maybe before the new year. That can be, our channel's resolution. But like the video if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so we can hit that 100K, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.